Yeah, so since he mentioned Bitcoin at $70, that was, back in the day, Bitcoins were really hard to get, just like they are now. But really, the reason they're hard to get now is because they cost so darn much money, right? But back in the day, it was hard to get Bitcoins because you didn't know how to get them. There weren't many places to buy them, and mining them was, of course, this new thing that went on. So it has been a heck of a ride. I think I've been saying all day today that I spoke at the first World Blockchain Summit. I don't know if it's true or not, to be honest. But I've been speaking at the World Blockchain Summit for years, and Salim always does an amazing job, and the team is absolutely fantastic. So let's give these guys a hand, guys. Let's give Salim and the World Blockchain Summit Trescon a hand. Really doing an amazing job. How many people were at AIBC? A little bit of audience participation. How many people were at AIBC? Yeah, right? It's freaking packed, huh? It was packed. What's up, Gusto? How are you, man? I know he was. You've been emceeing everywhere. Yeah. So that was a great event. This is, of course, never lets down. They always do an awesome job. So we are here. We came in from all over the place. David, my brother, who's right here, came in from Miami. My man Robin right here came in from Carousel, and I just flew in from Washington, D.C. Been here for a little bit, and then we're going to go home. Always a pleasure to be in Dubai. Wonderful place, wonderful people, and we're having a good time. Big news, really, that we have is about 10 years ago, we started a coin called Global Boost, BSTY. And you can go look at the CoinGecko right now and toggle that graph to 90 days, and it's very pretty. It's a very pretty graph. And the reason is because what I'm going to tell you. So at the barriest point of the bear market, when everybody stopped paying, because like everybody here, we've made a lot of money in crypto. But around September or so, everybody stopped paying, right? And so we looked at each other and we talked about what should we do. And the companies that we were representing, getting paid a lot of money for, were kind of drifting off into doing nothing. And we thought, why are we representing these other companies? And nothing against anybody. I know everybody tries to do things. But why are we representing these other companies? Let's just do it ourselves. And so we went to the drawing board with our old coin and decided we were going to update it, bring it up to the Rust code. It was an old Bitcoin fork. Bring it up onto the Rust code using the Substrate blockchain framework, which is like the newest, coolest stuff. If you're in the development community, has anybody here a developer? Some more audience participation? Okay, anybody know the Rust code? Rust coding language? Yeah? Okay. It's the most secure. It's the coolest stuff. And right now, like it used to be back in the day with Ethereum developers, they would do anything. They were cool. They were, whatever. Of course, then they made millions and millions of dollars. And then, now they're not so likely to jump into things. But right now, Rust is like that. You go to a Rust meetup, Rust developers want to build on Rust. They want to do stuff. They want to build dApps. They want to, do all kinds of things. And so that's where we're really at. So we decided we would do a rebrand. We would do a manual swap, 1 to 1,000. So every one BSTY coin that you can buy on the open market right now will turn into 1,000 impact tokens. And there's a few, big advantages about what we're doing here. Number one, you can get it on Probit, okay? And as we do the swap, there's a daily release on that for 365 days. So if you have 365 BSTY coins, you swap them in, you have 365,000 impact coins, and you get 1,000 a day for a year. And so that's the way it works. So pretty big stuff. You guys probably know where you saw our stuff out there. We have an active roadshow. One of the coolest things about what we're doing with the code update is the impact chain. So the new brand is Impact Protocol, and that's impactprotocol.network. And we will have impact chains similar to parachains, but we're going to operate fairly differently with those chains. We're going to operate as an incubator. So just like we've been going around the world raising millions of dollars for different projects, we're now going to go around the world raising millions of dollars, but for projects that are building on our chain. And so those impact chains, hopefully, are going to make a big impact, okay? Impact is very much a buzzword, right? Impact investing, making an impact, all these types of things. So one of them immediately is recycling tires. So that's one of the impact chains, making a big impact that way. And 30% is our normal buy-in. So we're going to take a position in each one of those companies. And then half of the money that we make from those companies, we're investing back into the ecosystem. So having been in the space for so long, I can tell you, two big mistakes everybody makes, right? One, you start the coin, you think that everyone's going to throw money at you. Now, a lot of people in here probably know that's not the case. And then two, you think you put it on an exchange and it's going to be automatically liquid, which, of course, is not the case as well. So what we have done, and I forgot where I was going with that, but the impact chains, we'll be able to invest in those different impact chains. Now, you see right here, it says saving whales together. So this is it's a big thing, right? We're making an impact. We're saving whales. Whales are an important part of the ecosystem. We have an NFT coming out, NFT, Save the Whales, NFT. 10% of that proceeds goes to Save the Whales. And then, of course, you know, it's been a heck of a bear market for the whales. So we're also saving the crypto whales. So that is some fun stuff. Impact.live, you can go to that as well. We do interviews all over the world, and it's one of the ways that we will raise money for the different projects. So I liked my banner up there. Where's my banner? There we go. Yeah. So our founder is this guy right here, Impact Toshi. Impact Toshi is the founder of Impact Protocol, and we are all Impact Toshi. So there's no point of failure. There's no, person, we're all Impact Toshi, and we're all making an impact. And so that is the founder. We have, I can tell you, a merging of a couple of different coins as well that are bringing in there. We have a group on Signal, which I think that doesn't take you there. That takes you to the site. But we have a group on Signal that has quite a few of our whales in there. And I can tell you there's quite a few whales of other projects that are now making an impact here. So give you a little bit of the rundown of the tokenomics. So when you have an old coin, like we have with Global Boost, there's a lot of them that have been lost. You'll hear it when they talk about Bitcoin. They say a quarter of the supply of Bitcoins have been lost. Well, for us, it's more like a half of the supply is lost. We have a quarter of the supply that's stuck in Cryptopia. And Cryptopia wouldn't KYC me, and I had a ton of coins in there and Bitcoins. And so that's a scam, right? So we're looking at how do we fix that? So there's a quarter of those coins. They will not be collected. There's another probably 5 or 6 or 7 million that are also lost. And there's 21.5 million coins out there, maybe 22, right? So we're at a situation where about, let's say, half of the coins are not going to be available. And then we have another 5 or 6 million that are into the swapping desk already. And then you have a few million that are held by myself and some of the other people. And so there's only 2 or 3 million that are out there. And that's one of the reasons why this graph, not financial advice, should continue the way it continues, leading up into the launch. And then as well, on April 15th, again, supply squeeze because of the daily release, launching on some bigger exchanges, which that's news I can't share at the moment. Again, we feel like, and we've been right so far, things will continue to go up. So, do I have some questions? Any questions from the audience about this? What are we doing to what? To build the community. So I'm glad you brought that up, because community is the most important thing with the cryptocurrency, right? You can have the best crypto in the world. If you don't have a community, it doesn't work. You can have a bunch of money, unless you're like Elon Musk, right? But you can have a bunch of money, you can pump the coin to infinity, but if you don't have the community to support it, it's going to come down. So the community is the most important thing, and that is, since we know that, of course, there's all types of different things that we've been doing to build the community. We've been building the Discord with different contests. We have meme contests. We are actually doing another contest right now as we speak for the mascot there, Impact Toshi. We have over 200 people on our testnet. So I don't know if you guys have launched a coin before, but 200 people in your testnet is a very good sign. We were in the top 10 groups on testnet on the Substrate framework. So Substrate is what Polkadot is built on. So we're in the Polkadot ecosystem, and that's been very active. Our developer, I've been working with this guy for over 10 years. He's our original developer. This is the third coin that we launched. We initially launched one in 2013. We then updated it to the BSTY code, and that's what we have right now. And now we're updating it again. So that part of the team is very good. Actually, the whole team is very good. We have some other big whales that some of them are behind the scenes. We have, of course, Robin Mattis right up here, who is a big guy with some other coins, and a lot of you guys probably know him. Of course, my brother right here, who's David Porter, who's done a lot of different things as well. So pretty interesting stuff. I haven't seen anybody else do kind of a reverse of a coin like this, where you update the code, you take in the swap. We're going to have some coins that will be held by the company that aren't swapped in. So as we go into the next phase, starting on April 15th, we are still in a position to raise money. So not only are we able to raise money now because we bought coins very low, but we're within a regulatory framework of my country, which, let's face it, the U.S. is a disaster, right? I mean, they're like pressing on everybody. But we're within the regulatory framework of the U.S. and the world because all the coins have been proof of work mined. We didn't mint any coins in order to do a sale or anything like that. So that's very important. And then the new coin will as well be proof of work, just like this. We pioneered YesScript as a hashing algorithm way back in 2014. We're going to continue with the YesScript code. And it's a little bit different because, of course, Substrate, Polkadot, Rust code is software, and it's not Bitcoin, so it's a little different, but slight modifications. And then we're proof of stake as well. So stakers, proof of work, parachains or impact chains working as an incubator, okay? And then, of course, our constant roadshow, which is about 3 to 10. Let's say 3 to 10 different conferences per month. We also have the Washington Elite, which is a brand we've been around the world, Washington Elite Gala, which is a big favorite. We just did the Harvard Club in New York City at NFT NYC. We're going to do it again here for our launch. And so that network of investors is massive. It's big. When you invite people to a gala, of course, they like to come. So all that stuff's pretty interesting. Any more questions? Do I have some more questions? Go ahead. If everyone is the founder, how does the company make decisions? I don't know, man. That's a good question. So if everyone is the founder, how does the company make decisions? We have meetings every Wednesday. We do them on Zoom. We have a town hall is what we call it. And we vote on how to move the project forward. And it's, in a lot of, we're going to have a DAO with the new coin. 50% of all the mined coins go to the DAO. But the DAO is funding different projects that we are working on. So it's not like, the DAO is deciding, okay, we're going to go and do this over here, but the company's like working on something else. The proposals that are voted on and presented for the DAO are for projects that we're doing. But very much community-driven. You come on the Zoom. We do it every Wednesday, 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, because we are Eastern Standard Time. And everybody, you can vote, put a blue check or a red X, and vote. Turn your camera on so we can see you. So the website is impactprotocol.net. Network, impactprotocol.network. Also, Impact Live is another site that we're on. April 15th is the day. Make sure you swap your coins in before April 15th. Okay, you can buy it right now on Probit. Any more questions? More questions? Okay. You can make NFTs on this. It's EVM compatible. Okay, that was a big thing. We had to work really hard to make it EVM compatible. So all those different contracts and tokens and NFTs and everything like that, as well, anything that you're building in the Polkadot ecosystem, you can also do. Okay. Yes, sir. First impact use case. First impact use case, as it is right now, is the tire recycling. So we have what looks like we're going to call the tire chain, a 10-year-old company that has been recycling tires for a long time. It is profitable. We're going to help them scale, move out of where they are in Texas, go across the states, and then recycling tires is a huge business. I mean, this is a worldwide problem, and so we're going to make a huge impact with that. The profit model. I have my whisperer over here, you see. The profit model, we're making money off of those impact chains. I mean, that's really the case, you know, and that's actually where I was going with the company has to make money. If the company's not making money, the coin's not going to go up, right? And we all want the coin to go up. Now, it's not financial advice. I'm not guaranteeing it's going up. It could go to zero. You're warned. But, right, the company's got to make money. And if the company's making money, then we will have money to put back into the ecosystem. Half of the money that we make off of those use cases, we are putting back into the ecosystem. So that's how that's working. Yes, sir.
Can I use this as an artist to mint my NFTs art? Or
absolutely, like Hercules. You can use them. You can mint your NFTs. You can do all that stuff. You know, the NFT community is like such a wonderful community, right? All of the artists and the different technologies that's coming on there, which is another reason why we're launching at NFT NYC, again, doing our huge gala there. So absolutely, NFT is huge. One, using the Polkadot type code, and then two, EVM compatible. Just put your contracts in and work like that.
That's great, thanks.
Any more questions?
Great presentation, man.
Thanks, brother.
Just the tokenomics, 21 million tokens is the total supply, right?
So because we have proof of work and proof of stake afterwards. So total supply over the next 20 years, which will be 30 years total for the coin, right, is going to be 42 billion. So at mint or at update, there will be 22 billion. 22. About. So whatever, if we're at 22 million or 21 point whatever it will be, that goes 1 to 1,000. And then it's 1 billion per year for 20 years after that. And go ahead.
Yeah, and they're newly minted each year, right?
And they're newly minted, absolutely, 1 billion per year. And then 50% of that goes to the DAO. So I know that's a lot, but it's important for the company to operate and for us to fund the different projects. And let's face it, the miners are going to mine the coin as long as the price goes up, right? Or as long as it's a strong price. Nobody cares. You know, back in the day, it was really important. Like, you know, where's the total supply and this and that and the other. And then, of course, Ethereum came along with an infinite supply. Polkadot actually also has an infinite supply. There's no cap on the coins. And it's very obvious now to us that as long as the company is making money, as long as the coin is profitable, people will use it.
Yeah. Bruce, last question. So I'm really interested in this.
Thank you.
But you're American?
Yes.
How does that work for you, man? Are you still living in America, or what's the story?
So I am completely within the regulatory framework because of the proof of work. He's handing it back. Because of all the coins have been mined proof of work, and then we're doing a technology update. So one of our whales, who I guess I won't name on stage, but he's a very important guy, and he is telling us in the background exactly how to do everything so that we are within the regulatory framework. And then, let's face it, I'm here, right? I'm working in the Caribbean. I'm here. I'm going down to Latin America. I really don't like to do a whole lot of stuff in the U.S. It's dicey. Yeah. But But we're operating, and we are within that regulatory framework. We have a number of different lawyers that we're working with. Yeah. Awesome. Any other questions? Yes.
On which exchanges are you planning to list on?
So some of them are, I can't say because that's a little bit of a secret sauce that we're doing as we run up into the launch. We are planning on launching a wrapped BSTY here over the next week, where people, because that's a huge liquidity source, so we'll launch that. Right now we are on Probit. We really want that tier 1 exchange. We have a good relationship with CZ. I'm not friends with them or anything like that, but we did put together $1 million deal over COVID. Doesn't mean that we'll be on there, but we do have that relationship. For us, since we are really the ones working it, whether we add another tier 2 or we add a tier 1, it's really almost the same amount of work. And so we might as well really go for that tier 1 exchange. And so that's really what we're looking for. Some more questions? I think that after this goes through 2023, and I actually forgot one of the main points. So at the end of 2023 on our roadmap, we would like to start the process of IPOing on the NASDAQ. And so we would like to IPO on NASDAQ in 2024. There's 2 ways that we can do that. One is through an intellectual property patent that a colleague of mine has. So we can take the intellectual property public. But the other way is probably how we'll do it is we'll take the U.S. entity public, the one that is working as an incubator with the different, as a consultant, as an incubator with the different projects, and we take that public. So that's in the roadmap. It's definitely what we want to do, and that'll keep everything moving the right way. So the swap right now is a manual swap, and you go to swap.impactprotocol.network. You you join the swapping desk, you message Robin. Robin sends you an address, and then upon launch, we send you all of the coins that are daily released for 1 year. And I think we got it. So what I was going to say is I think after this, you'll see quite a few other different projects start to do the same thing, whether they're taking an old coin over and doing it, or they have an old coin that they're going to update and do a swap and everything like that. I think this model is going to be pretty important for old companies that have established brands and established people to make themselves liquid and give them more money for growth going into the new times. And with that, I think I'm good. Any other questions? We're good? ImpactProtocol.network. Robin Mathis is right here. David Porter's right here. I'm right here. If you guys also, if you'd like to do an interview, we have a partnership with Crypto Cake, 1.75 million followers or subscribers on YouTube, as well as my Twitter networks manager. It has over 100,000 on there. We can do an interview right in front of our thing. Did I miss anything, guys? Did I get it? Okay. Cheers. Cheers, guys. Thank you. Thank you.